Hey, can I get a quarter for a slide? No. All right.
The city was dangerous and fascinating.
New York was this tremendous urban beast.
Sometimes I get angry.
One of the principal means of transmitting AIDS is through having sex. Sex.
Code 187.
That means sex education, and there is the problem.
Between 81 and 96, many people died.
Why did this happen to him?
To be openly gay and then to all of a sudden be sort of a pariah.
Fags and dykes and junkies are expendable.
Voices of authority, medical, academic, government were silent.
If you want to stop AIDS, shoot the queer, said the governor of Texas on the radio.
My friend has AIDS, and I think he took his own life last night. Let me say it again. My friend lost 45 pounds last month, and last night I think he took his own life.
We decided to make a discussion group. We would start talking about loneliness and fear of AIDS and what it was like to be gay. And it became very obvious that there was a political crisis.
This was under Ronald Reagan, who had explicitly ordered his cabinet members not to ask for appropriations for anything that might be seen as an endorsement of homosexuality.
My fellow Americans, we're known around the world as a confident and a happy people. So while it's good to talk about serious things, it's just as important and just as American to have some fun.
Living with AIDS is like living through a war which is happening only for those people who happen to be in the trenches. Every time a shell explodes, you look around and you discover that you've lost more of your friends. But nobody else notices. It isn't happening to them. They're walking the streets as though we weren't living through some sort of nightmare. And only you can hear the screams of the people who are dying and their cries for help.
If this were a real emergency, information necessary to ensure your safety would be provided, and you would be given specific instructions on how to proceed.
You would go down to the government, you would go into the NIH, you would go into the FDA, and they were not doing anything for us, anything.
There would be recommendations made to the White House from the National Institutes of Health Sciences, from the Academy of Medicine. There were formal reports.
There is still much to be learned about acquired immune deficiency syndrome, or AIDS.
We believe that the world can dominate the AIDS problem, rather than letting the AIDS problem dominate us.
A great deal of discrimination against gay people always follows in the wake of such media reports.
Beyond the rejection, the denial, and the vilification of others, and we'll get on to a war against the virus rather than groups and people.
They would not do anything. And if this is a plague, worldwide plague now, it is because of the actions of the Reagan administration, of the Koch administration here in New York.
Sitting on the subway and getting up from your seat and seeing someone put a newspaper down to sit where you were sitting. I was very proud to be who I was. But when I realized that people were really afraid, I felt sorry for them. And then I was angry, and then I was depressed.
I was wrong, as if I wasn't sharing the same air as they. I was wrong because I wanted to make art, I wanted to present art, I wanted to question publicly all held truths.
The only way that I can justify the death of my friends, the suffering, is to try to do something in the present.
Even in the most awful crisis situations, there's opportunity to make your world.
We had New York City as a canvas. These artists making points, making statements, and engaging people that probably never would have even, had this interaction.
There were so many benchmark AIDS pieces, but less specifically about the details of the epidemic and more about the way they might be treated or construed.
The ribbon made it safe for a lot of people to talk out loud about how they felt about AIDS.
It was an artwork created by the members of the Visual AIDS Artist Caucus. Many contributed.
What would it look like? What color would it be? How would it be disseminated? What purpose would it serve? What message would it have?
Black sheep destinies are to give meaning in life, to be angels, to be conscious, to be nightmares, to be actors in dreams. Black sheep can be family to strangers. We can love each other like mother, father, sister, brother, child. We understand universal love. We understand unconditional love. We feel a unique responsibility, a human responsibility for feelings of others. We can be all things to all people. We are there at 3 a.m. when you call. We are here tonight because I just can't go to sleep. I have nowhere else to go. I'm a creature of the night. I travel in your dreams. I feel your nightmares. We are holding your hand. We are your pillow, your receiver, your cuddly toy. I feel your pain. I wish I could relieve you of your suffering. I wish I could relieve you of your pain. I wish I could relieve you of your death. Silence at the end of the phone. Silence at the end of the phone. Silence at the end of the phone.